Good afternoon. I would like to take a minute of silence this morning just to remember all the children and the folks that were taken from us yesterday during the incident in Texas. My prayers and my thoughts go out to all the families, the parents, the grandparents, the brothers and the sisters. And as I said on my live last night, it's a horrible thing to lose any child at any age, but the younger the child, the worse it seems. And my heart aches for each and every person that has lost someone yesterday. But my heart aches just a little bit more for the parents of that 18-year-old. Because not only did they have their child taken from them, but imagine what they're going through knowing that he had took so many others from theirs. And it's horrible. And I just want everybody to say a prayer for all those families. Keep them in your prayers. And just know that those people, those children, they're with the good Lord now. It doesn't make it better. It doesn't stop the hurt. But at least we know they're not in pain anymore. Now, as far as the video today, it's just a bunch of the clips, audio clips from the different news conferences that Leslie Earhart and Tim Coop and Sheriff Lawson did. This was interviews from June the 21st, June 24th, and the very last one is July 2nd, where Ronnie Lawson speaks. And these clips are just important things that I heard during the news conferences. There's a couple of them that's repeated in the two different conferences, or news briefs, but I want everybody to pay special attention to the fact that Leslie is talking about where they are identifying all the drivers that were in that area. Pay close attention when Tim Coop is speaking of searching the field, because he says they're searching the field where things could be hidden, where she could be hidden, or where evidence could be hidden. And to me, that's saying a lot. That early on, they were already calling it evidence. They already knew there was something wrong. They already knew somebody was hiding something. And that is what he says. At the very end, I played it twice so that you could actually hear it. And that is Ronnie Lawson stating that they have found stuff. They just haven't found that one key thing that's going to put the nail in the coffin, so to say. That one thing that will break the case. But they have found stuff. So, maybe there is hope. Maybe Summer will get justice. I hope and pray every day that that baby gets brought home and gets justice for what has happened to her, no matter what it might be. And I guess just take a listen to this, guys, and then I'll come back and talk to you again.
Deployment team. We want to reiterate that the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear, which is why we've been exploring all possibilities. Agents and detectives have followed up on a number of leads, to include residential surveillance video and photos from around the area of Summer's home. Drivers seen in the area at the time of her disappearance have been identified and interviewed. Good afternoon. I'm Leslie Earhart with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. The status is the same as it was on Monday when we last held a media briefing. We're still trying to find Summer. It's now been 1 week and 2 days. went missing. There's still two aspects of this case, the active search and the investigation. You'll hear more about the search in just a minute. TBI agents and Hawkins County detectives working alongside the FBI continue to work around the clock to determine what happened to Summer Wells. In order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, we can't discuss everything we're doing and have done to find Summer. Here's what we can tell you. Numerous residents and individuals associated with the family have been interviewed. Surveillance video and photos have been reviewed, as well as other potential digital evidence. We're still working to identify everyone in the area on the afternoon that Summer went missing. One of you asked us in a previous briefing the standard amount of time it takes for a case like this to be resolved. While every case is different, this one is definitely outside of the norm. Typically, in an investigation like this one, we have some idea of where the case is headed and what might have happened within a few days. In this situation, despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear. I understand the lack of answers frustrates you in the public, but trust me, no one is more frustrated than we are. If we develop information that will lead to locating Summer, we will share that with you first and foremost. In the meantime, we ask anyone with information who hasn't come forward to please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. I'll turn it over to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson.
Calls 1-800-TBI-FIND. That means nothing. We're monitoring all social media and everything that you all put out from people that you all interview. And I assure you, you'd have to work very hard to find somebody that we hadn't talked to. They may not tell you. We live in since we started this. And we also did a roadblock, which helped at the same time that she was reported missing, to see if we come in contact with somebody that's been working that we could see. Obviously, there's nothing came out of that, but it's just another tool that we've used to make this happen.
We will continue to work with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, TBI, and FBI until we find Summer Wells. As mentioned before, as Sheriff here mentioned, please continue to search your personal property. Sullivan County, Hawkins County, mainly the Beach Creek community, and even if you branch a little bit further.
We'll open it up for a few questions at this time.
Just wondering, has Summer ever wandered off before?
According to family members, it's not common for her to wander off.
Saturday, there was a pretty extensive search into the evening. Can you elaborate on what that tip was and why there was such a large presence for crews to come back out?
Anytime we have information that could potentially lead us to locating Summer, we're going to use all resources. Crews were in the area following up on a lead. Unfortunately, Summer's still missing.
Do we know when the active search will potentially turn into a recovery mode instead of potential rescue mode?
Let's elaborate on that.
We will address that at some point, but right now our focus remains on finding Summer. We're using all resources as of today, and we want that to be the focus right now.
This is a question more for maybe Leslie and Sheriff Lawson. You just mentioned that you have used some surveillance video, things that you had asked for earlier. Can you elaborate what you saw in that surveillance video and how that might have helped you?
Well, as you know, and you guys helped us get the word out, we asked residents to let us know if they had surveillance cameras around their home or trail cameras. Residents have reached out. We've reviewed those photos and video, and if we identified a vehicle in the video, we would identify the driver and then speak with the driver to interview them to see if they had any information.
Too dangerous for us to keep our guys up in these mountains and this treacherous terrain at nighttime. But I want you guys to know, and rest assured, along with the community, that search efforts do not stop when it gets dark. We have been utilizing fixed wing and aerial aviation to literally scan this area from the time it gets dark to the time that we return in the morning. It does not quit. They utilize multiple resources, FLIR, and other things to continually map this area and to continue to Hawkins County, mainly the Beach Creek community, and even if you branch a little bit
bit further. Police search. And I've been telling these searchers here the last several days, when you're looking for this property, you're not looking for an adult laying there. You're not looking for an adult hiding in the building. We're looking for a 5-year-old girl that weighed approximately 40 pounds. Somebody that size could wad up, could hide in an area that a legal size piece of paper or a folded up laptop could go. This is also the reason why we are exhausting all efforts.
We'll take a few questions.
Have you searched some of these areas over and over again numerous times in these fields and things like that?
Absolutely. Captain, can you answer that question?
Yes, so over these 4.6 square miles, and I'll kind of elaborate on some of these specialized teams. There's some of these areas, guys, we have covered 4, 5, and 6 times. And we have community members, media outlets reaching out going, well, we have neighbors saying you're covering the same ground. We are. New ground, same ground, different eyes, fresh bodies. Guys, one flat looking field, there's 100 places something could be hid, evidence, and or she could be hid. So yes, we have covered multiple ground multiple times, and we'll continue to do so.
Leslie, at this point in the search and investigation, do you believe Summerwells is still alive?
We hope so, but honestly, we just don't know. I mean, we're holding out hope, doing everything we can. Obviously, we typically would have found a child at this stage in the investigation, so honestly, we just don't know.
How many tips has the TBI received?
I don't have the exact number with me, but it's well over 300 at this point.
I know we've all spoken with the family and they've talked about sort of what led up to that missing incident here. Can you just sort of elaborate on what you guys know for sure happened before she went missing that Tuesday night?
We can't release any more than what we've already provided. We know that she was supposedly with family members outside of her home, was seen going into the home. When her mother went to check on her, she was not in the house.
Sheriff, I know you mentioned before that you haven't had to obtain any search warrants. Is that still the case?
My office has not obtained any search warrants, and I really don't know if the other agencies has. I've been coordinating with the captain here and the investigators. They're all working together, and we haven't briefed each other this afternoon.
What about lie detector tests? Has anybody been given those?
I think she can address this.
Well, it's no secret that the TBI has a polygraph unit. We don't discuss specifics, but I can tell you that we use that as an investigative tool. In a situation like this, we're going to use every resource and tool available to us.
There's billboards like we have more information, better informed than you did on day one Tuesday night.
We don't. We still don't know where Summer is. We don't know what happened to her, and it's extremely frustrating. I can't tell you how heartbreaking it is. The sheriff has worked around the clock. His team's worked around the clock. The search crews, TBI agents, FBI agents, we're doing everything we can to find her. But to not have any more answers than we do at this stage, it's just heartbreaking.
Have you been able to narrow down the timeline any more than what she was?
Not any more than what we originally released. We know that her family reported her missing. They called the sheriff's office around 6:30. Prior to that, it was early afternoon when she was last seen, and they searched for a little bit and then reported her missing.
How many hours would you say?
I don't have that in.
Area sometime during her disappearance, and we're just wondering if they saw something. They may hold that little piece I was talking about earlier that would blow this thing wide open, let us know where Summer is if they saw something. And we've searched and found so many of them, just not the right one yet. We're just wondering if they saw something. They may hold that little piece I was talking about earlier that would blow this thing wide open, let us know where Summer is if they saw something. And we've searched and found so many of them, just not the right one yet.
Okay, I don't know if that helped anybody. If you heard anything that you maybe didn't hear before, I know there was a couple of things that I had not actually focused in on during these news briefings, and I just wanted to bring them to light because I know that we've all been focused on the larger picture, and sometimes things in a like a news briefing or whatever sort of just slips by and we don't really catch it. Like where Tim talks about trying to find something that is hidden in that field, or trying to find her that is hidden in the field. I never caught that before the other day. And I just wanted to point that stuff out, like Ronnie Lawson saying that they have found stuff. I'd never heard that, or I maybe heard it, but it didn't register. So, like I said, I hope you hear something that you didn't hear, or I don't know. Don't forget to pray for your children. Pray for Summer. Pray for her brothers, the Mulaney children. Call your kids up. Tell them you love them. Tell your parents you love them. And please, please say an extra prayer for all the parents and all the children and all the people that are suffering in Texas today. Until next time, guys, have a great one.